entering at the Little Aturi Forest. Now, the Little Aturi Forest is home to many animals, and these animals tend to have colorings that blend in very, very well with their surroundings. So we want to keep a wide eye open, because even for somebody such as myself, it can be a little difficult to spot them. However, if you look to the right side of the truck, you're going to see that brown animal with some stripes on its legs, and that is an okapi. Now, an okapi looks like it's related to the zebra with those stripes. However, it is the closest living relative to the giraffe. Now, the other little gray animal there walking around is a yellow-backed diker. And yellow-backed dikers are named for the Afrikaans word diker, which means diver. Because when these animals feel threatened, they're going to go ahead and make a loud screeching noise, raise the hair on their back, and dive into the brush. Now, to the left are two different animals. The copper-colored ones on the left-hand side are going to be bongos, known as the ghosts of the forest, because they're pretty reclusive and like to hide in the trees and the brush. Now, these tan animals are greater kudu. Greater kudu are the second largest antelope we have on the reserve, and they'll get to be about 750 pounds. Now, we know those three up there are female because male of the greater kudu species will have horns. Now, the reason we're kind of just moseying along here is because there are some birds in the middle of the road, and those birds are yellow-billed storks. Yellow-billed storks are a carnivorous bird and will eat just about anything they can fit in their bill, from snakes and frogs to even other small birds.
Oh my God. Get out of the road, you dumb bird.
And to the left looks like there is a watering hole we will be coming up to. And that could be a great place to see some black rhino. Now, to see a black rhino is very rare because there's less than 5,000 of them in the entire world. Now, they have a very thick hide, can charge at about 35 miles per hour, and gets to be about 3,000 pounds, which may make you think that they're indestructible. However, at the hands of humans who have hunted them for hundreds of years, they've been put on the endangered species list. Now, if you look up on that hill straight in front of us, there's actually a black rhino up there, so you guys are super lucky today that you get to see one. So we're right up here on the hill to the left now. He's looking kind of orange, and the reason for that is because he must have been rolling around in the mud to cool off. There on the left-hand side, maybe we come around, we'll be able to see a better view of him. Now we're coming up around the corner here, and on the left-hand side will be two birds, black and white, and those are going to be saddle-billed storks, named because he's walking back there in the background, and who's the back left of the truck. Named because they have a little yellow spot on the top of their bill that looks like a saddle. Now, the only physical difference between a male and a female is that a male will have brown eyes while a female has yellow eyes. That's those two birds right there. Now, these birds are one of the tallest storks in Africa, getting to heights of about 5 feet tall. They'll also have about an 8-foot wingspan, which just so happens to be the same exact height as this truck. Now, we are heading out of the Little Aturi Forest and down to the Safi River Valley, where hopefully we'll be able to find some aquatic animals, such as a Nile crocodile and hippopotamus. It does look like you guys are super lucky today. On the right-hand side of the truck, it's a hippo. Now, don't worry if you can't see it. Please remain seated. Now, don't worry if you can't see it. We'll head over to the left side of the river, where we should find more of the group. Now, a group of hippos is known as a float of hippos. And these hippos like to stay underwater for most of the day, trying to keep cool. Now, to the left is an island inhabited by some pink-backed pelicans. And pink-backed pelicans are named because during mating season they'll get a light pink color on their backs. However, there pictures, please remain seated. Now these hippos can stay submerged underwater for about 8 minutes at a time, raising to get a quick breath of air just to go right back under. At birth, a calf will be about 75 pounds, and a full-grown male can get up to be about 5,500. Now at night is usually when they come out of the water, and they'll come out to eat between 100 and 150 pounds of grass. Now please remain fully seated and hold on to your loved ones tightly, because I don't want anybody falling into that pit. No crocodile down below. Crocodile are extremely aggressive. Can get to be about 20 feet in length and have a 2,000 pound per inch bite pressure, which pretty much means that anything they bite, they're biting right through. Now if you ever see them with their mouths hanging open, it's not that they're hungry, but they're trying to go ahead and regulate their body temperature and cool themselves off. Now they kind of scare me, everybody, so we're going to go ahead and head on out of here. Now we are about to head into a completely different part of the reserve. Completely different ecosystem and some completely different animals. And speaking of different, on the right hand side of the truck right here is a pretty different looking tree, and that is a baobab tree. Almost looks like it's upside down. Now baobab trees will remain leafless about 9 months out of the year, and it can hold about 10,000 gallons of water in its trunk for times of extreme drought. Now this right here is my favorite part of the entire reserve, the Serengeti grasslands, home to millions of migrating animals throughout the year. Some of them, the more famous ones, such as giraffes and elephants. Now the interesting thing about this area is that it's created entirely by the animals that roam across it. You have elephants coming through acting as bulldozers, knocking down trees to get to the leaves and the roots. Next will be these giraffes you see out here that'll chew the tops of the trees, which allows the sunlight to shine through and the grass to grow. They're followed by the big grazers, such as those big tan animals out there, that'll chew the grass down a bit shorter. And lastly, we'll have little nibblers, such as warthogs, that'll chew the grass entirely down to the root. Now the point of this story is that in a balanced ecosystem such as this one, there is plenty of food for all these animals to thrive. So this right here is that wild Africa that we are trying so hard to conserve. Now these gray animals over here to the right hand side are white-bearded wildebeest. And white-bearded wildebeest are one of the largest groups of migrating animals in the world. Some of their migrations can actually be seen by a satellite image. Now they will also go by the name GNU, spelled G-N-U, for the noise that they make. Now the other little gray guy out there with the horns past these white-bearded wildebeest kind of looks like a long-haired deer maybe. That is a waterbuck. And waterbucks will secrete a smelly, oily substance, and that helps waterproof their fur as well as protect them from predators. Now this giraffe walking across the area right here is a reticulated giraffe, named for the Latin word reticulata, which means net-like, for the smoother net-like pattern it has. Now if you look at the giraffe behind it there in the background, that's going to be a Maasai. Most of these actually out here are Maasai giraffes, and they're known for their dark, jagged pattern that they have. Now all giraffes will get to be about 16 to 20 feet tall.
How close we get to that giraffe.
No giraffe will ever have the same pattern, so their patterns will sort of be like how human fingerprints are. Now these tall mounds of earth around us are termite mounds. And tall ones, such as the one over here on the left-hand side, will be used by giraffes as scratching posts. And once they get worn down to about the size of that one out there on the right, you'll find that animals such as antelope and gazelle will stand on top of them. And the reason for this is that these antelope and gazelle are trying to get a better vantage point of predators such as lions and cheetah that may be lurking in the tall grasses. Now these tan animals coming up on the right hand side are Patterson's eland. And Patterson's eland are the largest antelope we have on the reserve. Now they'll get to be about 6 feet tall at the shoulder, and they'll weigh about 2,000 pounds. if you notice that giraffe that's kind of holding everybody up in the middle of the road, pulley, which means very slowly in Swahili. However, I cannot stop because he's just a little too close to the road. And now he's in the road again. Hopefully he keeps on crossing.
Look at this guy. Hey, look. Hey, look at the giraffe right here. Gotta make up time.
All giraffes will get to be about 16 to 20 feet tall. And no giraffe will ever have the same pattern, so it'll kind of be like how our human fingerprints are. And my favorite fact about a giraffe is that out of a 24-hour day, they'll only sleep for about 30 minutes. And it won't be 30 minutes all at the same time. It'll be 5-minute naps here and there. And they will take those standing up. Now we're going to go ahead and head over to Monkey Point, where hopefully we'll be able to find some mandrill monkeys. Mandrill monkeys are known for their bright red and blue face markings. And the more bright and vibrant these face markings are, the more dominant the male is going to be. Now, full-grown male mandrill monkey will get to be about 100 pounds, while females stay fairly small, getting to be only about 30 pounds.
How do you like this fluffy car? Car ride? Yeah. Good, huh?
And if you look in the trees right here to the left, up on this front branch up here, and actually down at the bottom of the tree, there are a couple mandrill monkeys there. And of course there is a huge bull elephant to the right hand side of the trunk, so we must be close to elephant country.
Right here, John, on that side.
Oh, I see it right there.
Sounds like you may begin a local radio station in here, so let me see if I can tune it in a bit better. Oh no, it looks like the road is closed here. That big elephant must have knocked something down. So we're going to go ahead and head over this way, see where it takes us. Please remain seated. Thank you.
That's a big one, isn't it?
Oh great, this is just my luck. Take a detour and there is a rickety old bridge. Now I'm going to go ahead and go pulley over this bridge, which means very slowly. Fingers crossed, everybody, we make it all the way over. Because it's already not sounding very good. We're almost there, folks. Just hold on tight. Just the back half of you guys to go. Alright, it feels like we made it, so we're going to go ahead and head over to some elephant country. Now there are signs of elephants all around here. The feet are down under, and especially to the right, some just flex in the clay. Now elephants will use their tusks and into the clay to eat it for minerals and to eat it in their diet. Now sadly, the fears our two elephants are poachers who illegally hunt and poach them for the tusks of ivory that both male and female elephants have. Another issue they're finding is that humans are ever encroaching on the elephants' land, which isn't only dangerous for the elephants but the humans as well, since they are living in a closer proximity with these large animals. So here at Harambe, we are trying our best to help protect these animals by doing things such as asking people to donate their old cell phones and other old electronics, which helps protect the land that the elephants currently live on, as well as educating not only ourselves but those around us about these beautiful, beautiful animals. Now, if you look to the left, of course, there's all these elephants out there. We have found a herd, it looks like. Now, you'll notice that most elephants will have dirt or mud on their backs. And the reason for this is that elephants have extremely sensitive skin. So they're going to use that dirt and mud on their backs as a natural protectant. sort of like how humans will use sunscreen. Now, elephant herds are a matriarchal society, which means that a matriarch or female is in charge, and these females will have a 22-month gestation period. Now, they will have the second longest childhood next to humans, staying with their mothers till about the age of 14 or 15, and at this time, male elephants will be asked to leave their herd. Now, this is another reason I knew that there should be a herd of females and young nearby, is because we saw that big bull elephant back there, and male elephants will leave off either on their own or into herds known as bachelor herds. And now these bachelor herds won't stay right with the females, but they'll be on the outskirts of them acting as protectors. And to the left is an island that is inhabited by some greater flamingo. Greater flamingo are the lightest pink in the flamingo family, and they get that coloring from their brine shrimp diet. Now at birth, a greater flamingo will be fuzzy and gray, and it'll take about a year to a year and a half of that diet to get the coloring that you see here. Now we are heading out of elephant country and into some white rhino territory. Hopefully we'll be able to find some white rhino. Now, white rhinos have sadly been put back on the threatened list because poachers and illegal hunters have found more means and more technology to hunt these poor animals for their horn that holds a high value on the black market. So we are trying to help protect and conserve them. And it looks like there is a white rhino off to the right, way out there. Now, white rhino are named for the Afrikaans word "wit," which doesn't mean white, but wide for their wide mandibular structure. They'll also outweigh black rhinos by about 2,000 pounds, with a full-grown male getting to be about 5,000. And all this grassland in front of us and to the side makes me think that we're by some cheetah, maybe. Now, cheetah can run about 60 to 75 miles an hour, and they will be the fastest land mammal. Now, though they are able to run at these speeds, they are only able to run at them for a few hundred yards before wearing themselves out. And it looks like we have found some cheetah laying up here on the hill. Now, if you look at this tree that V's, and to the right of it, you're going to notice a few cheetah laying right there.
Laying down, see him laying down?
Yeah, that tree is kind of in the center, and it V's a little bit up there, and they're going to be to the right. Now, also, they come around the corner. If you look right over those bushes, you're going to see them. The cheetah are the only cat in the big cat family that hunt during the day. All other big cats, such as lions and tigers, like to hunt at night. And this big rock formation in front of us is known as a copy, and it is a great place, especially today, it seems like, to find some lions, because there is a big male lion laying right up there at the front. Now, we know he is a male because he has that mane. Another thing we can tell about him is that he's probably pretty young. And the reason we know this is because male lions' manes will grow and darken as the lion ages.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it looks like there's a lioness out there as well, so almost up right here.
Look at that.
So if you look at him, his mane isn't too big, and it's very light. So we know he's probably pretty young. Now, they'll lay up here about 20 hours out of a 24-hour day, and it's typically the females or lionesses that will come down at night to hunt. Now, that's not saying that male lions never hunt, they will. However, it's usually the females that do it. Now, to finish up around this Kobe, can anybody tell me what the Swahili word for lion is? Or want to take a guess? It's a Disney character. It is Simba. And so that's one of my favorite animals, the warthog. These little guys will go ahead and dig those burrows you see using their upper tusks. And those lower tusks will be used primarily for defense. Now they will burrow their own burrows, however they are not opposed to going and taking burrows from other animals such as aardvarks. And coming up on the left hand side is an ostrich, and it looks like it may have laid some eggs down there. Now those eggs get to be about 3 pounds. And an ostrich is the world's largest flightless bird, and no, it's flightless, it's pretty fast, getting to speeds of about 30 to 40 miles an hour. It looks like there's another white rhino out there to the right hand side as well. Now these brown animals right here are bontebok, and bontebok are pretty much extinct sadly in the wild and can only be found on reserves such as this one. We have been working on some reintroduction efforts here. So I'm going to go through these gates right here that the warden left open and see if we have any new animals that have been reintroduced to the area lately. Now reintroduction efforts in Africa are meant to bring animals back into the land they used to live in. And they were driven off years ago by livestock and cattle farmers. And oh my goodness, it looks like a herd of zebra have migrated over this way. Up there, right in front of us. They'll be on the left-hand side of the truck. Now, zebra are actually black with white stripes, and we know that by looking at their nose. Now, at birth, after they're born, zebras are able to walk in the first few minutes and can actually run at the same speed as the adults in the herd in the first couple hours. And so they look like a docile animal. They are pretty aggressive, and one swift kick from their hind legs can break the jaw of a lion. And sadly, folks, this does remind me that our safari today is almost over. So I want to say asante sana, which means thank you in Swahili. So asante sana for riding with Kilimanjaro safaris today, where no two safaris are ever the same. The animals make sure of that. Again, my name was Alicia, and I thoroughly enjoyed having all of you out there on safari with me today. Now make sure, as we close the warden's folks, you don't forget to check your seat, because we hit some rough roads out there. We want to make sure nothing